Welcome back, everybody. It is the Working Brother back at you with another talk. Yet again, George McMillan III. George, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I am also doing pretty great considering some of the stuff that I've been through in the last couple of days. Subscribers and followers on Telegram will know I had a couple of self-inflicted IT issues, which I made it through. Thank God. So here's to the IT support. I am my own IT support, so thank you to the IT support. Thank you to everybody who supports the Working Brother with this terrible comedy. George, you brought some funny topics for us to discuss today on this comedy show. You sent along a slide set, as you usually do. How's my audio, by the way? Can you hear me?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can hear you.
I heard, fortunately, you can hear me.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Looks like the audio check is perfect. Maybe I'll turn up your volume a little bit. Anyway, so we've got this first slide set, which has been updated. Subscribers will have seen this before. This is Comedy Gold. It discusses the stuff that happened, let's put it that way, at Butler Farm Show. George did this. It's been used by other people. He's been working in the background with some other people. Do you want to walk us through it? I'll put you full screen maybe. Give us the rundown on what's been going on behind the screens. And then you can guide us through this slide set, George.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just leave it up there. We'll slam through it real quick. I just want, the purpose of this is just to focus on how this thing evolved. And then we want to go into this, probably B-roll, some footage out of Davey Stewart's videos to eliminate some possibilities, and then go through Joshua's slide set at the end to really go over the analytics.
That's when you say B-roll, the footage, that's the new footage that surfaced like yesterday or the day before or something like that, right?
Well, since last Friday, but yeah.
All right.
He had it on the 19th, and then he didn't post it until, I don't know, days later.
All right, I'll refrain from interrupting you as much as possible, and why don't you run through this one for us, George?
Yeah, hold on a second. I got to respond to something real quick.
George,
right. I just had to acknowledge a text. I got my operations here, man.
You've been doing this. You've been doing this with how many other people since this event took place?
Well, yeah, go over the slide set and it'll be self-explanatory.
All right. So why don't you do it? Here we go.
All right. We did. Yeah, me, Sean, and Joshua. Our own little Telegram group. We started when the assassination thing started, assassination event. We started looking at all the different footage coming off of Telegram and was trying to figure out, where somebody was sitting there with their camera recording from where, right? So we're trying to figure out where they're recording. And then after we started figuring out where the sniper was, where Crooks was, then I started filming on Google Maps, or started doing some, hold on one second. Okay, had to respond to that real quick. Then I started doing some screenshots and some slide sets, which is how this slide set evolved. So I'm going to do a screen share in just a second. So yeah, this slide, go back to one. I'll tell you when to move it. All right, so this one was, when you're on Google Maps, if you click on Street View, the blue lines will pop up. Wherever the blue lines are is where that vehicle has gone around and recorded. So you start to click on the blue lines and virtually drive around the venue and basically I was doing a screen share and driving around the venue, and then Sean and Joshua were like, okay, stop, back up, zoom in, focus. Okay, that's where this shot was taken from. So then you start marking it on the map. We go to another one and mark it. We go to another one and mark it. And then we're trying to figure out where the let me click out of this real quick, where the different shots were taken from. So once we did that, we're like, okay, we might as well build a storyboard and send it out to the people in our Telegram group. So we did that. And then I woke up the next day. And so that would have been Saturday going into Sunday. And yeah, click. Okay, so the picture, yeah, no, stay right there. Stay right there. Don't move it. Yeah, there you go, on 2. So that was from Health Ranger Mike Adams. Picked it up, used my slide set to corroborate his acoustics analysis, and then it shifted over to some other people. Monday, I had 3-hour conversation with another video person, and then during the week, my information was gone back to Mike Adams, well, Ann Vanderseel, I think I can say her name, another YouTuber. It went back over to Mike Adams because my information from our different chats was showing up on his channel. So somebody gave it to him. And then it went over to Chris Martinson, who's doing acoustics analysis. So I've been, he has a lot of people contributing to him. Yeah, I'm just one of very many. So then, yeah, so now click down. What Joshua and I have been looking at is, okay, you start out on a single shooter theory. The official narrative is Crook's shot, and you're trying to get a time zone. And then that video came out. I forget who did that. I mean, that's Liberal Hive Mind did that video, but it's a screenshot of showing how when Trump turns his head sideways, the bullet shifts from impacting his skull perpendicularly to going past his skull parallel. So Trump literally turned his head when a supersonic bullet traveling at about, if it's a 556, probably traveling at about just about 3,000 feet per second, maybe a little bit below, because it's probably fired at, we think it's fired out of an 18-inch barrel. So it's probably going pretty close to 3,000 feet per second. So the shot's fired, and Trump turns his head while the bullet's in the air. He was that close to getting killed. I mean, just only, a centimeter in one way, but you're talking about, I don't know, like a thousandth of a second in a time measurement of how long it takes to turn his head parallel. So when you start to think in those terms, that's he's extremely lucky to be alive. It's
I'd say it's evidence of divine intervention, but or like some kind of otherworldly stuff.
It's
going
divine, very divine intervention. That's for sure. Well, seeing as the Democrats and the left worship Satan like you see in the French Olympics. We'll
get to the Olympics. We'll get to the Olympics later. We've got a couple of jokes about the Olympics, but yeah, the what is it? What is she called? The First Lady said that it was excellent display at the Olympics, didn't she, Miss Biden?
Oh, I don't even pay attention to that.
As you shouldn't. Let's get back to this.
So wait, where am I here again?
We're at 3, going on 4.
Yeah. So that just, let me also zoom in here because I'm going to screen share in a moment.
I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll try.
Go great. It's going to go great. All right.
going.
Oh, yeah. There's so this one was, so then we go into, did Crooks act alone, or is there second shooters? And that's going by Mike Adams. There's a difference between the shot groups 1 through 3 and shots 4 through 8. So click down to the next one. Yeah, slide set 4. All right, yeah, okay, stop right there. Mike Bell he started out by having, just like I did, just like everybody else did, it looked from the shots taken by the people at the west end of the AGR building, it looks like Crooks was closer to the west end of the building, but it turns out to be like an optical illusion. He's closer to the east end of the building. So he does an excellent 3D modeling job here of how that may happen. So his first couple of videos his first video at least has Crooks in the wrong position, and then he shifts Crooks to the right position when when Crooks's corpse comes out, and he was able to capture footage of exactly where the stage was. So his videos are very, very good as far as that goes. And then over time, okay, as we're upgrading the slide set, as where different people were and different shots are positioning, he also upgrades his slide sets too. But yeah, he comes across as kind of pompous as far as he basically immediately rules out second shooter scenarios without any evidence, and just focuses in on Crooks alone, as if the authorities are credible. I mean, the government has already been, well, they went after Manafort, Papadopoulos, Roger Stone, a whole bunch of Trump's attorneys, lawfare against Donald Trump like crazy, 2 absolutely fake impeachments. They've gone after James O'Keefe, okay, and Julian Assange, of course, before, so they have a long history of doing this. They buried the Hunter Biden laptop story. You had Russiagate, the Steele dossier that they totally manufactured. So yeah, there's no credibility in the authorities doing a fair investigation at all. So in the midst of that, this Mike Bell guy doesn't understand why people are so skeptical in the United States over the present course of events, I guess we could say. So yeah, he does very good 3D modeling, but we really do want to double check every single step of the way, because there's so many foul ups in this. There's so much MyHop and LIHOP involved. Okay, I mean, the MyHop would be, was Crooks recruited and assisted? If there's evidence of that, there would be MyHop. Is there evidence that the Soros agencies fund the left-wing groups that do political agitation? Is there evidence that there is stand-down orders in the different blue cities that allowed 8 months of Antifa BLM riots? Yes to all of those questions, right? So as far as having big money left-wing donors assisting agent provocateurs, yes, there's tremendous evidence to, there's a lot of reasons to think that. So
there's a lot of reasons that one would be inclined to write jokes about it if one was so inclined, right?
Correct. It would be a comedy show. Absolutely.
To break up some of your slide set, I gotta introduce a meme here for half a second only. We've got a suicide hotline meme, just in case anybody is looking for. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Back to your slides.
All right. Yeah. Post one up there. Yeah. So yeah, Mike Bell does great 3D modeling, but he's not circumspect as far as looking at different second shooter theory scenarios and then either ruling them in or out objectively. But, I'm saying that because his latest videos are good if somebody wants a good idea of what occurred. But then the pros is he's good 3D modeling. The cons is he doesn't really do a systematic elimination of second shooter theory scenarios to support his position. So it comes across a little pompous, but just exclude, his pompousness and just look at that, and his work is good in that respect. So if he's doing the 3D modeling and the single shooter scenario, then what Chris Martenson is doing is looking at second shooter scenarios, and that's what I'm doing. But we're doing them different ways, and then we kind of combine forces a little bit. Along with, I'm just contributing a little bit. He's doing sensational work with or without me. That's obvious. So yeah, just click on the next one. I just want to slam through this. Yeah. Okay. So stop on that one. Stop on 6. All right. John Cullen was on Brett Weinstein weekend before last. John Cullen did an excellent job with Las Vegas shooters. On this one, he's gone off to the deep end. He thinks it's a ground floor shooter scenario when we get to that evidence. He thinks that the reflection of the sun off the lower floor windows is muzzle flash. It's not just one window, it's all of them. We're going to get to that when we B-roll it. Then he's thinking that 20 shots were fired from a Blackout 300 with subsonic rounds before Crooks fired. And it's just crazy because when we B-roll Stewart's films, not only are all the windows closed before, during, and after when the shooting starts, but then you can clearly see the sun reflecting off the windows in its window glint as Stewart changes positions and scans it from different positions or different ways as people are running by. Yeah, no, stay on 7. Stay on 7. Don't move till I say. Yeah. It's just.
I just wanted to draw attention to the date that you've got here, and to get the date today on record. So, we're recording this. For me, it's the 1st of the 8th, and for you, it's still the 31st, technically, right?
Oh yeah, no, it is. Correct. Okay. So anyway,
I just wanted to get that on record before you continue. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. John Cullen's gone off the deep end, and we can rule out his theories he was focusing on the water tower right away, I think somebody said, and then he was definitely in his last few videos focusing on the ground floor theories, and those scenarios you can clearly rule out. So as far as that goes, Mike Bell is not pompous at all. You can rule that out. That stuff is crazy. But we're trying to rule everything in without ruling anything out, based on pure solid evidence. That's what we're trying to do. And anyway, yeah. So just stop here for a second. All right. So yeah, this is a good video of the shots have to be coming from a certain angle, because it's got to be shot from a certain position. And then the second line is Trump's ear. And then the third line is it splashes, or one round directly splashes against the railing, and another round directly impacts that hydraulic tube. And that speaker lift, it looks like a lawn machine, kind of forklift that's in an elevated position. It drops down. So yeah, so that's a second shooter scenario is you have to have 2 shooters using similar weapons, similar ammunition, and a similar azimuth to Trump. It can't be too far offline because otherwise the shots won't line up and the acoustics will be different. The problem with the single shooter scenario is clearly shots 1 through 3 sound different than shots 4 through 8. So if you're going to go to a single shooter theory, you have to account for the different sound acoustics, which Mike Bell does not do. He dismisses anybody thinking that they're different, and you should come up with a reason for that. He's not a shooter, so he's not looking at weapons issues versus is it a two-shooter issues. So he's not trying to nuance it at all. But like I said, he does an excellent on 3D modeling. That part he gets very well. So yeah, go to the next one. All right, so this one has crooks in the right position. And yeah, the first 2 rounds, one of them hits, I think it's the first one that hits the railing, and then the second one that hits that hydraulic hose. So the first 2 or 3 rounds have to be shot from the same, first 3 rounds have to be shot from the same position. So we get another stipulation of the shooter's got to be, if it's a 2-shooter scenario, yeah, similar location, similar weapon, similar ammunition, and the first 3 shots are fired, and then the next 4 shots have to be fired from a very nearby position. All right, so yeah, click down to the next one. Yeah, you see, yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah, that would be slide set 9.
Yeah.
All right, the shots from the water tower can be eliminated. Oh, Cullen's first, one of his first, yeah, I think it was his first video with Brett Weinstein, said the way he thought it went through people, it would be coming from the trees, but then you're shooting, you would have to get it over the barn and on top of the trees. It wouldn't have to be shot from the top of the trees. It would have to be shot from a helicopter. Then their trajectory would be going down. So then it wouldn't be impacting it wouldn't be impacting the railing the way it did. It wouldn't be hitting the bystanders in that corner of those stands to the right, and then it wouldn't be impacting that lull machine in the back. So his theory on that was nonsense. Water tower is not the right trajectory also. So again, you're back to crooks being on the east side of the building. Again, I had crooks on the west side of the building at first. So did Mike Bell. Okay, and you got Chris Martinson was the first week was basically totally focusing on acoustics. And then me and Joshua were just looking at shooting lanes and possible shooting positions. So click down to 10. Yeah, at least here after a week, or no, after a few days, we did get, somebody did get drone footage of where the stage was before they took it down. They disassembled that crime scene in record speed. It was like they paid workers on double overtime to get them out there on Sunday and remove that.
This is a comedy show. So people in the chat on Telegram were making jokes that the only similarity was the 9/11 steel that was barged out within months of it happening, or weeks. I think within a week.
I think it was minutes.
Maybe it started minutes, but I think it finished within a week or something, which even then was crazy fast. I want to take a tiny little time out, just one of these pop-ups, and thank everybody who's bought me a coffee recently, even while I have been offline from recording. That kind of does fuel the show in one way or another. Now, George,
can we get a pay account called buy me a case of beer?
Yeah, you
instead of
can, but
coffee?
it's still on buymeacoffee.com. But like when you
All
go
right.
click on the button, it's you can name it whatever you want. You can name it like case of beer or like Molotov cocktail or you know
Well,
probably not. But
we're not Antifa, so we don't need Molotov cocktails.
well, it's not only Antifa that uses them. Um, I've seen that those what are they called? Freedom fighters, I think, terrorists.
Yeah, yeah,
Hamas,
we call it.
FAMAS.
Yeah.
I heard they're labeled as FAMAS, like the gun on YouTube, instead of calling them Hamas. But actually, no, I think it's the PLO, and the some videos that I saw from Rafah. Because yeah, that's still going on, with a standing ovation from the U.S. Knesset. But we won't get into that this time. Sound analysis, multiple weapons. Keep going, George.
Yeah, so now go down a little bit. Now go down, what are we on? 10, go to 11,
Yeah.
I think it is. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know. John Cullen was trying to do this crazy acoustics analysis of how to take all the cell phones, put them into some program that Carnegie Mellon University has. That's a, for those that don't know, American University Institution. It's a very elite university that's in Pittsburgh. So they're like the pioneers of facial recognition technology. So they also have acoustic geolocation technology that's supposed to be cutting edge also. So he wanted to run through those programs to get some kind of super refinement of where their shooters were from. What Chris Martenson did, his methodology. Well, oh wait, let me back up a second. So you have a problem of a supersonic snap of a bullet going by Trump's microphone where it's recorded. Then you have it going through the microphone, coming out on the speakers, and then back into the microphone as the report from the gunshots going through, and then also going into the microphone and coming out to speakers. So John Cullen wanted to do some super fancy analysis where you could tune that out and refine it. And then with the compilation of, I mean, you'd be dealing with just crazy linear programming mathematics to find out where that shot was coming from or where the different shots were coming from all of that. Anyway, since we don't have access to that kind of computer software and time, Chris Martenson, I think, had the better option of just lining up different camera audio visual footage, taken from different cell phone cameras closer to the AGR buildings that wouldn't be contaminated. He's got the actual footage from Trump's microphone somehow, or at least that's what I've been told. I know I never really actually asked him. I'm just looking at shooting lanes. I'm just building slide sets like I would in an operations center. I get a piece of the puzzle. Joshua and I just put it on a slide set, updated information. We update it every couple of days. And I'm just watching other shows that cover the acoustics or other shows that do 3D modeling. And I'm trying to put it into one slide set and make sense of it, from my position. That's what I'm doing. And again, I want to look at all options equally, and I want to make up my own mind. That's why I'm doing it. So yeah, go back to what slide are we on now? 12?
11.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, anyway, the purpose of this is Chris Martenson is just using a simpler methodology to do his acoustics analysis, which is quick and easier. So anyway, go down. All right, so this is the particular slide that Mike Adams, health ranger, picked up Saturday night going into Sunday just to corroborate his stuff. It went around. That's how my stuff went to Ann and how it ended up going over to Chris. So that's how that progressed. And then I started working with other people on this. Yeah, so go down to 13. Yeah, click down a little bit. Oh, wait. Okay, so stop. All right. There's some people saying that the shooter might have been across the street. Yeah, you look in the comments section and you get, people that barely shot a gun before all of a sudden become ballistic experts. They were shot by 5.56, except for the law enforcement rounds. They were shooting across from 30 caliber rounds. So that the problem with the long shot round is, where would it be? You know what? Shot 1 through 3 was 5.56. Shots 4 through 8 were 5.56. Then 9 and 10 were 30 caliber rounds. So to shoot from 400 or 500 yards, I think that long shot there was 584 meters, depending on where that shot's taken from. You have to have at least a 308 to shoot that. Because if you're trying to go for a headshot, you're trying to hit, let's just say, a 9-inch target, right? So you're trying to do that that would be a 6-mile-an-hour wind or 7-mile-an-hour wind going directly across the stage. So you'd be shooting in what you call a full value wind. So you'd want a heavier bullet. So it's at that range, 5.56 is really just does not have. Typically, if you're shooting a 308 round, the round that's typically used would either be a 168 grain Barnes round or about a 175 SM, Sierra Match King round. You really want that to cut through the wind a little bit better. And clearly, shots 1 through 3 or 4 through 8 were just not those rounds. Plus, you got the timing distance, because then the sonic boom is going to go over the microphone, and the report is going to take even longer to get there. So you can rule those things out on acoustics. All right, go back to that slide. So you can rule out the longer shot. You can rule out even the water tower shot with that, and any other position around there. Someone say, "Oh, the other building was closer." Well, it's also kind of on a little bit of a hill. So you would have to be shooting from upstairs across the street, because otherwise you don't have the elevation. The ground here is not level. Yeah, go to the next one. Go to 12.
We're at 14.
Okay, we're at 14. All right. Everybody saw where counter sniper team was on the right side barn. There was a second counter sniper team on down there. They're not mentioned on this map, but move your cursor over to the right by the track. Yeah, over there. Yeah, moved it. Yeah, move it there. Move it to the left. Yeah, right there. Okay. When we get to the next slide set, that's where counter sniper team 3 is. So I should have a line going over to Crooks. Oh, that photo has Crooks in the wrong position. He's 50 feet over to the right, but it should be going diagonally across the field. That's where shot 9 is probably from. Yeah, that line there. But I'm leaving this alone because I want people to see how this slide set historically evolved. Yeah, okay, so now you're going down to 15. Yeah, that just says it's 127 meters that Crooks was shooting. Again, Crooks should be 50 feet to the right. Okay, go to 16. Let's wrap this up. Yeah, that's counter sniper team 1. What that shot shows, they're shooting Accuracy International rifles. Those are $15,000 rifles. They're what you call quarter-minute guns. The way you measure accuracy is accuracy at 100 meters. If it can get all the bullets into 1 inch, 1 minute of angle, so that equals 1 inch at 100 yards, then it's an accurate rifle. Sniper rifles are usually half a minute of angle, so they're half a minute guns. Those bolt guns there, those are like quarter minute guns, meaning if you shoot 5 shots in a row, your cold bore shot, your first shot when the bore is cold, is going to be just a little bit off from the other 4 rounds, but basically it's going to put all 5 rounds in the size of a dime at 100 yards. So to get that kind of accuracy, you pay 15 grand. And the other thing is that's a 300 Win Mag. So it's a 762 by 63 round. They're very long, and it's got a can on it. A sound suppressor.
We already did the BBC interview breakdown, as well as this mobile footage.
Oh wait, and let me double check that. I said a 300 Win Mag was 762 by 63. It's a 762 by 66. I'm sorry. You get 30 caliber rounds that have different amount of millimeters, and the millimeters are important because that's how much powder is in the cartridge, and the more powder in the cartridge, the faster the bullet goes.
Right.
So a 308 is a 762-51. So it's got 15 more millimeters of powder in the casing, so it goes way faster. Yeah, click back up. Just do one thing at a time, and let me just go over one thing at a time here.
I just wanted to skip through these.
Yeah,
we covered some of these things before.
Yeah. All right, so that's Greg Smith saying that. Okay, yeah, click to the next one. Yeah, he's at the western end of the building. That's where they see Crooks. It looks like Crooks is closer to the west side edge of the building, but actually it's optical illusion. He's way farther to the east than you think. Okay, click down to 19. Click down to 20. All right. I want to just stop for a second. I want people to know where the second shooter scenarios are coming from, because if you're talking about a second shooter scenario, the criteria is similar weapon, similar ammunition, similar position. So if Crooks is over to the west side of the building, he's underneath those windows on the second floor. If he's over on the east side of the building where you have your cursor, then you're looking at the ground floor windows. So you're just looking for the feasibility of where the second shooter might be. Now, law enforcement is in the second window to the right. But
let me put myself on screen here. So I'm just trying to keep track of everything that we know so far. His body was found right here next to this drain pipe, right?
Close. It's in Joshua's videos next. In his slide.
All right, we'll get to it. But you were getting at these windows here on the second floor now, right?
Yeah, that's where the Beaver County SWAT team was. Their emergency services unit.
Oh, it's confirmed it's them who was inside?
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of pictures. One guy had his sniper rifle set up there, but it's either a short barrel rifle or it doesn't have the barrel in or something, or I don't know. It's got a big scope on a short barrel rifle. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, click it down to the next one, because I want to get to. Yeah, that's just the same picture again of where those windows might be. Okay, click down one more. Yeah, okay, this is Greg Lapin. I thought he was talking about counter sniper team number 2 on that. Yeah, leave it up there. Yeah, on the bottom barn, but it's actually, I think he's talking about way to the left on those barns by the tractor pull area on the bottom of the screen. But again, we got that in right there. We got that in Joshua's slide set that he's updated, but that's Greg Lapin's Fieldcraft survival guy with Mike Glover and Kevin Owens. he said he talked to somebody that was there that was on one of the teams. He knows way more about weapons. You know, he forgot way more than I'll ever know. So I'm trying to verify what his information was. Go ahead and click down. Yeah, go to 23. Okay, yeah, that's just Fox 13. Switch over to we can, I'll tell you what, can you B-roll that footage from Stewart?
Yes, I can. Do you want me to mute it so we don't get the screaming in the background?
Oh yeah. It's stereotypical. Women are
This
just
is
screaming. Yeah.
Davey Stewart on YouTube. So you want to walk us through this?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just slow it down to like a quarter speed.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Just play it real quick. Or yeah, I want to. Okay. For one thing, let's just stop it right here for just a second, or don't stop it. Yeah. Just let it go, I guess. What I want you to notice here is that building maintenance guy is trying to get people off, but there's people located along that fence line.
Yeah.
In front of the windows. Okay, and as he turns the camera, you can see that the different windows are all closed. So go ahead and speed it up a little bit. When he scans it past, yeah, you can go to double playback speed if you want for right now. And then you have it at double?
1.5, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's trying to get people away from the fence line. He doesn't succeed. Nobody moves. What you want to see here is John Cullen is saying that you're shooting through the fence, and then you have to get it over the bleachers. Where the farm show grounds are is a little bit of higher elevation, so you'd have to shoot up either through or over the fence, but there's people there too. And you still have to get it over the bleachers and hit Trump. So these angles start to become impossible. So I just want people to see this. They can go to Davey Stewart on YouTube. That's DAYVESTEWERT. Oh, stop. Okay, back up. Just stop.
Hold on. Let me get the speed right. Let me get the speed back to normal.
Yeah, put it back to quarter.
All right.
Yeah. Go through that on quarter. All right. No one's shooting yet. Oh, go to audio. Okay, stop. I want people to look at that window right there. Go very slowly over these windows. They're all stop. Okay. All of them are closed. I went through this thing at quarter speed, these sections, before, during, and after the shooting started, because he's watching police officers go back and forth swarming this building after people were, so stop. So he's doing that several times during this video. The windows are closed before, during, and after the shooting. And you can see the sun reflecting off the windows, because John Cullen is later on going to say he looks at one of those flashes. There's different sun reflections as Stewart is moving up and down the line and changing his position during these time frames. So John Cullen looks at one of the sun, the glare off the windows, and thinks it's a muzzle flash. So we're ruling out a bottom floor window theory is what we're doing here. All of them are closed, all of them. You're looking at the base of the tower. Nobody's there. There's no zip line, nothing. When you go to the 443 mark, when we get there, he scans up to the top of the tower. Nobody is up there. So you can rule out ground floor shots. You can rule out a water tower shot. That's what we're ruling out here.
We're back at normal speed now.
Yeah, okay, yeah, run this at normal speed, get to 443 and stop. Yeah, so you got another minute. You got another minute to go.
I'll just let it play out.
Yeah.
While I thank all the subscribers and everybody who's new here for sticking by with the technical issues and my glitchy camera and George's dry presentations with lack of humor. George, commenters have said you've been getting funnier.
Stop for a second. I want people to look at. No, get rid of the horse. I want people to look at those HVAC vents, because that's a good mark. Yeah, those.
These?
Yeah, those are. That's a good landmark, because Crooks is going to shoot. He's above them and over to the right. So he's going to, when you shoot at, from over there. So he's going to shoot at a diagonal back to where those people are standing up against the fence. And then Trump is on the other side of that, another 100 yards away. So that's just a reference point I want people to log in their mind. Okay, you see some of the tower at 443, you'll see the whole tower.
We still got another 40 seconds to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's just worth it, because when you're scanning back at these windows, they're closed, they're closed, they're closed. Oh, there's one of those sun dots that John Cullen thinks is a muzzle flash, by the way.
Oh, like a lens flare?
Yeah. Muzzle flash, lens flare. Yeah. Scope glint. Yeah, lens glint. Yeah. Same concept. He thinks it's a muzzle flash. So his last few videos are based on that. I just want people to understand that. And you have to shoot from the subsonic 300, blackout over the fence, and then lob it into the stage. And it starts to become, the guy almost needs to get committed. Anyway. Where are you at? 438.
I'm at 438, and I paused it just for a second because I want to comment that, like, for people who might have qualms about the quality, it's at 720p. Like, dude, who uploaded this, Mr. Davey Stewart with a weird spelling. Where's your HD footage, bro?
Yeah, he's obviously just filming on low speed. Oh, wait, stop. Wait. At the 443 mark. Yeah, there you go. Put it back a little bit. Yeah, there's nobody on the top of that tower. There's no zip line. There's nothing like that at all. I wish he got this phone back on 719. And yeah, he had it on low quality, probably because if he was doing 4K at 30 or 60p, it would probably eat up his memory too much. So he's shooting at relatively lower resolution, but it's still higher resolution than we had before the water tower.
That's true, yeah.
People were saying all kinds of shadows and stuff like that, was a gunman on the water tower and stuff like that. Here, it's good enough resolution to say no. There's no zip lines up there. There's no people up there. And this is right after the shooting started, I believe. So yeah, there's nothing up there. So yeah, let it roll. So yeah, now just let it roll at 1.5 speed, because people pretty much get the gist of it. There's police cars rolling up in the back parking lot. Nobody escaped out the back, because there's, if you say that 1 or 2 dirty cops may be involved, okay, that's possible. But to as many police officers that have been swarming this building in the 2 minutes leading up to the gunshots, there's no way they're all in on it. That's impossible.
There's a lot of things that are impossible, but a lot of things that are improbable that seem impossible at first.
Improbable. It becomes less probable. You're right. I need a Serbian to have me speak proper English.
Should we break this up with a joke? How much of this footage is left? 3 minutes? Do we really need to go through? We don't need to. We're done with the footage, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of,
I just tell people to look at it because if you watch the whole thing, it's just swarming with cops. So yeah, that debunks a few different scenarios right there. So yeah, so now go to Joshua's slide sets, and if you want to tell jokes, tell jokes.
All right, fine. I mean, it's not a joke. It used to be a joke. Now it's yet to be a joke. F-16s are supposedly delivered to Ukraine. The first F-16s have been delivered to Ukraine. George, your comment? Is it the Wunderwaffe that's going to change the war in Ukraine?
Yeah, you have a 1970s design. They're all metal. And, they're all metal, so they're highly trackable. They're not stealth. So I have no idea what kind of impact they're going to have.
It's a mystery.
They're very good against the Taliban and stuff like that don't have air defense systems. Integrated air defense system is what IADs are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so against the Taliban and ISIS that don't have IADs are effective, but I doubt they're going to be as effective against Russia's IADs.
We've got 52 minutes on the clock already.
All right, let's slam through this. Go to 16.
Go to 16 straight off the bat?
Okay, stop. Yeah, there's a shot. Okay, counter sniper team 1. Go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in that photo, it looks like he's closer to the west side, which is how I made my mistake, and even Mike Bell made the same mistake. He's closer to the east side. Click down. Yeah, there you go. Again, he's actually farther to the east side. Click down again. So this is just how all he's doing in these is how we verified everything, the locations of everybody. So put it back. Yeah, let people look at the visuals. The shooter was over there. The red barns were over there, and Joshua verified the location by the red markers over by the gas pipeline utility area. Okay.
That's not me. That's you, George.
Okay, I'll fix it. Okay, so click it down one, stop. All right, so Joshua is just pointing out water tower, the AGR building that Crooks was on, the utility marker where he correlated between the different cell phone footage camera and the AGR building and the stage. Okay, click down. Okay, stop. The big one here is, at this point, Beaver County ESU is in that building. Crooks is where the orange dot is. Counter sniper teams 1 and 2 are on the barns located in green. In yellow to the left is where Mr. Guns and Gear and Legally Armed America said that counter sniper team 3 was in that building. So actually you have 4 counter sniper teams here in total. So that's where they're located. Okay, now drop down. Oh, okay. What this one says is from people were wondering why the first counter sniper team didn't shoot crooks right away. And then when you go to Google Earth, we knew by Sunday or Monday, whenever I was looking at it, that the tree is in the way. And we thought counter sniper team 2 shot him, but we think that counter sniper team 3 shot him on shot number 9. And hold on a second. And counter sniper team 2 shot number 10. That's what we think. All right, now click down. All right, well, that says, oh, okay, so you get Crooks's perspective shooting that direction on this slide set. Okay, click down to the next. I got people pinging the hell out of me. I'm sorry. So
yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, they want me to do something. So yeah, so that's the more accurate picture. Click down because it's really got redundant information because we're just adding stuff as. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. This is a comedy show. We're making this up as we go along. Okay. So click down. Oh, in this one, now we have the stage. So Joshua draws a line between there and where the first shooter was. So now we have, an azimuth of, okay, we're lining up other shooting positions off of this initial shot that hits the railing. Okay, now go to the next one. Okay, so our goal, we think Mike Bell jumped to conclusions a little bit fast on the multiple shooter angles. So, we're just like, we want to be circumspect. And
process of elimination, basically.
Process of elimination. We're going to draw a line. If the first shot was fired, the first thing it has to do, it has to hit his ear. Then where would the bullet land? Because it just barely nicked his ear. So then where would it have to hit to do that? And so the more you move to the windows on the second floor to the left, the more they're going to impact the stands there to the right. So that rules out basically all the upstairs windows. So then that moves it, and then, okay, again, since we thought Crooks was underneath that window where you got the cursor right there, underneath the first window to the right. We thought Crooks was over there initially in the first week, but in actuality, he's where that orange dot is. So then you can rule out all the second shooter positions on that second story. Yeah, those windows, because the shot azimuth is all wrong. So then you would have, if there was going to be a second shooter, it would have to go to the bottom windows. And then really you're talking about the window right next to those HVAC ducts, which is why I wanted Working Brother to stop on those windows on the Dave Stewart video, because those are closed. So if those windows are closed before, during, and after the shots, then you can rule out the ground floor as well. So now, with the information we have so far, all the second shooter positions, we're out of second shooter positions that are.
These are for people to orient themselves who might be getting a little lost here. These are the HVAC systems that we saw on that video up close. So like that guy was walking back and forth basically here.
Yeah, and at the end of
the fence.
At the end of it, when the shooting starts, he hides behind that tree all the way to the right.
All right, we didn't see that part of the video, but people can see it later.
Yeah, people can watch that themselves. Well, it's posted on your Telegram, so they can. We'll post it again to make sure that they watch it, and we'll put up some of the other videos so they can get some different perspectives on that. So yeah, go down. I think we're done. We're pretty much done because. All right, so stop a second. So looking from this perspective, Corey Comportari was struck on a bullet on the far left bleachers because the bullet's coming across. Trump is injured as it goes away, but the bullets are impacting on the south. They hit, well, one of them hit Copenhagen on the right. Well, wait, one of them slammed off the railing. Then the next one, I think, hit Copenhagen and hit David Dutch over there on the right side. And that's like the first 3 shots. Then I don't even know where the next 5 shots even went. Well, we think, what's his name? Chris Martinson thinks Corey Comportari was struck on the 6th shot because you hear the audible, but you should hear the sonic boom. So because it didn't go across the microphone, that's because unfortunately it struck him in the head and killed him. So that's why you'd hear the report without the sonic boom hitting first. And okay, and this one, Josh was just trying to make it easy so people can see the extremes of the bullet lanes that would be probable. If you're shooting from the 2nd floor building all the way over to the left, yeah, then you're going to hit the left side of the bleachers if you're looking at them. If you're shooting from all the way where Crooks was, that lines up with the right-hand corner of the bleachers. That's in line with that construction equipment where the hydraulic tube is struck, and then the hydraulic fluid spurts everywhere. Okay, click down. What we want people to know in this slide set, yeah, I think we're done actually. Go ahead and click down. We want people to know that we drew lines of where everything had to be so people can feel confident that we didn't leave any stones unturned or we checked every single window, every single sniper hiding position that we could see. And they're all systematically eliminated. So you're back to a single shooter theory, which does not exclude any MIHOP or any LIHOP. We're just saying it's a single shooter because there's so much. The security protocols were so broken and so incompetent with no team leader in charge. There is no incident commander there, event commander, coordinating with the different police. The state police wanted to throw, I'm going to say at least 18 of their SWAT guys in there to take charge of it. And that was denied. Why would you deny another 18 SWAT officers there by the state police? They're better funded than the local police. So why would you take people that that have the most experience in dignitary protection and not have them there? So just because we're going down to a single shooter theory doesn't mean we're eliminating MIHOP and LIHOP. And we'll end it on that one. Yeah.
I said we were going to bring up the Paris Olympics, so we have to bring up the Paris Olympics a bit. This was posted by an actual swimmer who's going to be swimming in the Seine for a week, 9 days until we walk out of the water like this. He says, would you swim in the Seine?
I would probably decline that. It doesn't look like the cleanest. I mean, people do go down there and sunbathe on the little beach there, but I might do that, but not jump in the water. I think there's cleaner water. Other places.
Many people might not know because of all of the Satanistic opening ceremonies for the Olympics that took everyone's attention, but that's not the only sporting championship happening in Europe right now. UEFA The football, which I'm not a fan of, as in soccer, and not American football, is also going on. So Serb News posted this, that the UEFA has fined this Banja Luka team 15,000 euros for chants of Kosovo Serbia, and has also fined an Albanian club 10,000 euros for chants to kill a Serb. Because fair. Right?
Yeah. They're going to end hostility between the Serbs and the Turks in the Balkans. I guess they also want to end, the hostility between the Greeks and the Turks in the Balkans.
They being NATO?
The delusional globalists.
Delusional globalists. That's a good one. George, thank you for sticking around, having the patience to go through everything that I put you through, including this glitchy camera. Everyone else who stuck around, also thank you.
Yeah, whenever you want to stop by for a lap, I want you to call me, okay?
That's right. You've got 18 fans now? We've concluded in the Telegram chat.
Yeah, I'm getting up there.
All right,
my
George.
My popularity might increase.
It's good. Everyone, like, share, subscribe. See you soon.